Okay, so what in the world is Nintendo going to do for its next system? I think there's two trains of thought when it comes to that. One is that the Nintendo Switch was very successful and should probably go down that same route. Nintendo Switch had a good marketing campaign and a clear vision and hook about why consumers should get the system. Uh, it was a hybrid. You could play it on your TV, on your big TV, and utilize that and relax on the couch, or you could pick it up and make it portable and do whatever and be able to play that video game while your wife is watching anime or whatever. Like that worked for people. People saw that and were like, yes, I do need that. And frankly, Nintendo's always been a little more consistently successful, at least with its handheld systems. Like, yes, there's been competitors in the past, but Nintendo's just kind of done a better job of that in handheld. Console is kind of a different story, and frankly, handheld also has new competitors popping up. Steam essentially has something that is very much like Switch and has access to all the games on Steam, and maybe even some it doesn't. So, if it was me, I would probably go down that same route. I would make something like a Switch that could be console based or handheld based and make it more powerful and better able to handle things like as we've reached the end of the Switch's life cycle, things like the latest Pokemon games are maybe showing the limitations of the power of the system. Though that one might be some development problems as well, but you know. And I think people would be perfectly okay with a more powerful version of the Switch. It's been so long since consumers got angry at at video companies making new consoles. Like you see news reports of parents being annoyed at that there was a Super Nintendo at a time where the economy was bad. Like how dare they try to make me buy a new system for my kids. Like 30 years later, it's just something that happens. The system's out for 6 or 7 years, and they buy a new system, and frankly, I don't think it's more economy and recession proof than it used to be. People just kind of buy video games, so I don't think people would be mad about something that was similar to Switch, but just stronger and maybe had more memory storage so that they could download more games without getting having to buy memory cards or something like that. Just make it more powerful. That would be nice. That would be cool. But there's that second train of thought, right? And I've seen this from people that would know. Former president of Nintendo of America, Reggie, I forget his last name, Reggie, you know Reggie. Um, he thought that Nintendo would go a complete different direction because, I mean, honestly, they kind of go left field more often than not. After the GameCube, they did the whole motion control thing with the Wii, and that was very successful for them. And they followed that up with not the same thing in the Wii U. That was an example of them going a different direction, kind of failing, but or the 2DS and the 3DS, like these are examples of them going kind of weird places with it. So will they go a weird place with the successor to the Switch? And what the heck place would that be? I guess one of the ideas that they could possibly go, especially with modern technology, is like more VR. I guess. I mean, they did the Virtual Boy years and years and years ago, and that was not a great time to do that. But people have headsets now. They're not my jam. Are they enough people's jam that Nintendo would actually do it? I feel like that's the weird second path that comes to mind the easiest. But I mean, it's Nintendo. They probably, if they're gonna go weird, they probably cooked up something else. Either way, Nintendo will be okay up to a point just because of the vast first party stash of franchises and games they can come up with. Like the Wii U stunk. right? But Nintendo was going to be all right in the end because they got Mario and Zelda and Pokemon, Animal Crossing, all these other things. Now, the Switch did consolidate their two video game hardware choices into one, and they kept the door open when the Switch started to continue having a handheld only thing. But I think they showed the Switch being so successful they weren't going to go back to that. So I guess I don't think they're going to split up the home console and the handheld console. I think they'll continue doing a hybrid system, but and I guess if I think they're going to continue doing a hybrid system, I guess my bet is that it's a little more in line with what the Switch currently is. So I guess my guess is doing something not so crazy, but we'll see. I mean, Nintendo's made some weird choices over the years.